Now, I'm going to do a couple of different kinds of watermelon. This one I think is just going to be a hanger. And my other one is on wood. I found an old piece of wood that was a scrap, and I'm going to put a watermelon on it. So I am going to start with just painting. You know it's going to be green and red. And I'm using Dark Foliage Green by Ceramcoat. And I had to put a little water in it. It was thick. That's old. I'm having a hard time finding green. My Walmart has like the Kerry Apple Barrel and something else. And Waverly. But there's very few colors of green. Shades of green. I don't know why. I did pick up an English ivy, I think, but that's not fitting for this. And I think they had a Christmas green, a Kelly green, just not the greens I use. And I didn't draw anything on here. I'm just going around making a line. Might make it a little thicker. I did forget to say that I made this pattern and then cut it out with my scroll saw. I didn't even say where I got the watermelon. It's just a half a circle and out for like a bite. And that was it. It wasn't hard. And I'm just taking my green and just kind of pulling it up. Into where the red's going to be. I don't know if I'm going to take a lighter green in there or not. I really don't. This is the back side. Yeah, I'm going to let that dry a little bit and start with the red. Okay, I have decided to take a little lighter green. What did I take? It is Bayberry by Folk Art. And I'm just dry brushing. Pulling that up in there. But you can make a line and be fine. Just kind of gives a little bit of the, like a rhyme. I'm painting my red now, and I'm just kind of brushing it down into the green. All right, in this video here, I thought I had turned the video off when actually I turned it on. And prior to that, I thought I was filming when I first started doing the seeds, and I showed you my brush and how I was doing it, but I wasn't filming. But now I had to go ahead and leave some of this in there. There was no sound, and that's what I'm doing. Well, I decided to add more seeds and put some stripes on it. And now I'm going to distress it all the way around and a little bit through the middle. And then I'm probably going to put some clear wax on it, because it needs to be sealed for sure. I'm going to finish doing this right fast. Well, I put some clear wax on it. I used the Dixie Belle Best Dang Wax. And I've decided that I want to go put a little brown wax on it too. So I've got out my top coat by Jolie in brown. I go right around in there and around the edges. It just gives it a little depth. And then I'll let that dry a bit, and then I'm going to start decorating it or doing something else with it. And I know I'm going to put the wire on there. And I think some kind of a crow and a flower. Now, I got this little crow. I had a bunch of crows I cut out testing and making different sizes for things. And I found this in that baggie, so I'm going to use one of those. I'm just going to paint it black. And then I'll distress it. Sand the sides. Probably go over it with some clear wax and some brown wax, just the way I did the watermelon. And I have a little flower here that I'm going to paint. Let's see, that center is going to be black, so I'll go ahead and paint that. Probably put some little white dots on it. Now I've got to find my probably yellow. Yeah, it'll be yellow. And put that on, and then I'll start gluing it on and see if it needs anything else. Alright guys, I must have hit off when I thought I was recording, and then when I was finished recording, I hit the button, and I must have started recording then, because I had 45 minutes worth of nothing, but I didn't get finishing this up. So you can see what I done. I put my crow on there, the flower, made a little bow and put it on there, put a button in the middle of that, and it's finished. Now I'm starting on another watermelon. It's just like that one, but I made it smaller. And this one, I don't know if I ever said, I cut this with my scroll saw. This one was done with the scroll saw. And I made the pattern and cut it out with the scroll saw. And this one is done with the laser. And I'm using all the same colors that I used on my that watermelon there. And I'm starting with the rind and just using the, what color was this? Dark Foliage Green by Surebender. I'm just gonna get my rind painted and then go from there. I'm just going ahead and painting this watermelon because it's just the same thing as the other one. And only the difference is it's going to go on a board. And as soon as I get this one done, I've got one more project to do. And it's not a watermelon. Now, I'm just, well, I was, okay. I almost forgot to show y'all. I'm just going around the edges with the walnut stain. Just give it a little depth. The other one, I'll probably still go over this with some clear, what am I trying to say? Clear wax to seal the paint and everything. But I gotta let that dry good. Now, while that's drying good, I am going to start on I have a little sunflower here that I cut out, and a little crow. So, on both the crow beak and the center of the flower, no, not the center of the flower, I'm going to use Colonel Mustard, not Colonial Mustard. There's no I in there. Okay. And then just do the little flower around. And then I'll do the center of this flower black and the little crow black. Okay, this time I have it recording, because last time on the other watermelon, I thought I had it recording, and I wasn't. So, I am going to put my watermelon down probably about like that right there. I'm going to have to get me another glue stick. That, like that. Then, where do I want my little crow? Yeah, like that. Yeah. Then my little flower, probably about right. Let's see. Not right there. And I've already put my wire on my board. And I made a bow. I'm not sure. I left the jute so I could just tie this on. Then I'll just tack a little hot glue on it. And cut those off. I need to quit moving it though and let that hot glue cool so that doesn't move around. Okay, then I have this rusty star. I think that's cool enough now. And I think I'm going to put that right there. Instead of using a button. I don't want to do everything the same. Okay, that is finished. Two watermelons, but done a little different. Just a little different. Now, this is a little kit that I done up, and I will have it on my Buy Me a Coffee shop, and I'll leave the link down below. And it's a crow on a moon, and it has some stars. And if you want, the little easel will be included, where you can just have the easel on the back and just set it. Or you can leave it off and use it on something else and hang it by the up here. Anyways, I'm going to start on this. What I'm going to do to start with is I'm going to use Dixie Belle Pine Cone as a base coat. I want to use what's in this lid, because that just dries up. Gets a big clump up there. Might as well use it. So I'm just going to coat the top. I'm not going around the edges. And I need my water because this is kind of sticking. Okay. That way this will spread easier when it gets hard to spread. I'm going to finish giving this coat and I'll be right back. I'm going to let it dry and I'll be back. Now, I'm just taking some school glue. I'm going to do a crackle on this. And I'll put some all over it. Okay, paintbrush. And I'm using Dixie Belle drop cloth. The trick is not to keep going over it, which is hard for me. There's some lumps in that paint. There's one. Gotta get it all covered. Now I'm just going to leave it like that and let it dry. And it should start crackling. Now I am getting some crackle. It's starting to crackle. It's not dry. But while that is drying, I'll set it back up there. I'm going to go ahead and paint my moon, the Golden Sunset by Apple Barrel. And let's see, probably the larger star, I'll use the same color on. This should be a simple project. It's just painting. So I'm going to finish painting this and the star. And then I'm going to get my black and paint that. And then the crow. And then this is going to go on the crow. I think I want to kind of rust it. Okay, I was getting my Mod Podge out. And I have stuff over there mixed up. And this was Mod Podge coffee and cinnamon in a paste. And it's been there for a while. And I painted my little star here with just some nutmeg. And I'm just going to tap this on there and let it dry. And I think that'll work. There. Now just let that dry. Set that aside and hope I don't lose it. put the lid back on this and use it again. And then I'm going to take my finger sander and I'm going to distress all these pieces. And then you know we're going to get out the wax. Alright, everything's painted and dried, and I'm going to put a clear coat of wax on everything, except probably the crow, because I'll just use the dark wax on it. Now, I've got my Jolie brown wax, and I'm going around the edge. I'll go all over it, but I want to catch the edges a little darker. And now I'll go over the whole thing. Take the bright white off. Tone it down. Alright, and I'm going to do the same thing with my star. This yellow star. And my moon. Alright, I'm ready to start putting this together. I put a little moss on there. And I think I wanted that tilted about like that. No, like that. I can't ever remember. With my crow on there like that. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put my crow. No, I have to put something around his neck. Now, here is a piece of this. I'll just use this. You know what? I went out a while ago and was looking at my I was looking at my garden. And I'm going to have some okra and some squash. That looks like that's about the end of it. And my sweet Annie is not even up and grown yet. But there's parts of it that already have the little yellow flowers on it. And that's when they're supposed to be ready to harvest. And they're not really that big. But I went ahead and cut the stems that had the little yellow flowers on it. I don't know. Because of that, that's when they go to seed. I don't want them going to seed. Probably going to have to glue that down. Okay, I need my glue gun. And not my heat gun. And then I'm going to glue this little star on him. That looks rusty. Ah. And then I'm going to glue that on there. And this cannot be touching. That tail cannot be touching. Oh boy, it's touching. Just said that, didn't I? Alright, it's okay. And then this, I need a piece of jute. I thought I had one cut off, but evidently I've lost it. And I'll put that on this, some of the star on it. Probably should have put that up underneath there. I can still get it up underneath there, I think. Scissors. Okay. And of course, oh, I want to put some Sweet Annie on my crow. What was those little pieces? Okay. I need to cut that down just a wee bit. Was some there. I think that's just a little too much. Let's see. Okay, if I can get that down underneath that crow. Like that. I really think that's enough. Then I made a little bow with the colors that I thought that was in the, like the black and the gold, and then mix a few other little colors in there. I think I'm going to put that right there. Wish that one didn't. I think I need to cut that off some. So. Yep. Okay, and then I'll probably put some, I don't know if this is too thick or not. If it is, I can cut it off, put some thin on. I think that'll be all right. Oh, and I have a little tag I made. I wonder if that needs something like a button or but it does need a button or something there. Okay, I'm going to look around the room, see what I have, and decide whether I'm going to keep the tag on there and put something there, and it will be finished. Oh, wait, I forgot. On the back, it won't be finished. I'm going to go ahead and just put some stain on the back. I should have already done that. And I am going to put the easel part on there, so that way it can just sit up.